Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is the 53rd episode of the Supernova Show. And I am your host, Colton Roberts. Today, we've got an interesting show. We're going to talk about some of the new developments they've got in the Sschmoedown. That's going to be good times. We got the silent assassin, Mr. Amaru Moses. And then we've got the superstar of the Supernova Show, Mr. Robert Kastner, with us. It's going to be good. This is the 53rd episode. It's been an interesting time. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out Mr. Amaru Moses. Hey.
What's up, Colton?
How you doing?
I'm good. Good to be back as always. Just another long week at work. Glad it's the weekend. And glad to be back here. So anytime I'm back on here with you all is a good time.
Yes. And of course, I didn't mention, we're going to try and do some predictions for not only the Kevin Smets and then the Wildberries and Claudia Doff and Video Drew. We're going to do that. But we're also going to do some talks about Fantastic Beasts. So the trailer was supposed to come out yesterday, but because of shenanigans happening in the world, it did not. But
yeah,
hey,
I was looking for it. I was like, wait, wasn't there supposed to be? And then I might have actually done a reaction, and then it was like, no. Well, I guess I don't have to do that now. So, all right.
Yep. Well, how you been? Everything how's
same old. I go to work, deal with these kids. Mask mandates are leaving soon, which is actually hopefully a sign of better things coming up.
Yeah,
but we'll see how that works out. But it's getting closer to summer. That's what I'm happy about. It's getting closer and closer to summer. I can kind of taste it. So
yeah, trust me, I understand. Having a 12 and 11-year-old, and well, soon in the next 20 days, I'll have a newborn. So.
Congratulations, sir.
Yep. Mr. Ezra will be born, and this is the first time I've been able to announce it on the show because we announced it publicly. So none of our 0 viewers right now. Don't steal my name. But hey,
it's a dope name, sir.
No, thank you. But it's been a interesting while. Last time we had you on was for the Harry Potter special. So that was good. But I'm gonna go ahead and send you back to the back and bring out Robert, and then I'm gonna try and focus on sharing this to all the Facebooks and all the stuff, and then we'll do that for a little while. And eventually I'll throw up our little ticker that says what segment we're on. But whatever, it happens. But yep. All right. So hey Robert.
Hey, so given what we should have been getting yesterday, but we didn't, how many Fantastic Beast movies do there have to be before we get, in this case, I guess, Mads Mikkelsen now hitting the hookah, the future hookah, and letting us know about Putin's invasion of Ukraine? Fantastic Beast 10?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They still, the last movie, they did the entire thing where they revealed World War II.
I know. So maybe it's the Korean War, and then it's the Vietnam War, and then it's the Gulf War, and then it's the Iraq War. So maybe 7. Maybe by Fantastic Beasts 7 or 8. That's when we'll know about the Ukraine invasion.
Yeah. Well, I think he dies in 1998, so maybe he can't see that far ahead.
Can you not see past the choices you don't understand? Is that one of those?
Yeah. Because he's a seer, so maybe it's just a thing where he can only see so far. So being in 1998, he couldn't quite see into 2022, or he would have probably told us about COVID and stuff. Because he seems he's evil, but he's not that evil.
Maybe if Queenie's still alive, because we don't know what happens to her, maybe she can see that far ahead or whatever. Well, I guess she reads minds. Never mind. Maybe she'll be given the power of the hookah later on. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So how you been?
Much like our esteemed guest today, I guess I should say that they're guests because I'm kind of a staple on the show now, right? I guess I would be considered the co-host as opposed to just being a cute alternate person. Same with our esteemed guest. It has been a very, very long week. It will continue to be long. But I'm very excited because, again, as everybody knows, the coordination of this particular show that we do is the advent that the weekend is upon us. So I prefer when we get to this point, no matter in what state I am, that we got to get here.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's like I was saying before, we're down the last 3 weeks. I mean, unless she goes over, and then like I said last week, if she goes over too far, the show might be canceled because she may have like beat me into a coma.
Maybe
it's my fault at that point.
Is your baby named? I assume named for a Star Wars reason and not named for a DC reason.
No. Well, all right. So we had always talked about like if we were to ever have a kid, what the name would be. And yes, like Ezra Bridger is my favorite Star Wars character.
Spirit animal.
But it's also a biblical name. So
yes, of course.
Yeah. And I like it. So it fits.
It has a Z in it. It starts with a vowel. What's not to like?
Yes, that's right. It's only 4 letters.
Yeah.
And my mother-in-law can pronounce it. So that's what matters. Is all of that happening. But
I get it.
Yeah, like I know like I had this big joke before. I was like, the two of you guys are training for movie trivia. Like I have been training putting on a satchel so I can hold my baby and it not be able to walk with it, which I was going to bring in here into my office and actually have it because I have the Grogu in it right now. But then I forgot because I was eating dinner and it's an entire thing and I'm not walking out there. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, I know how to do diapers. That's about the extent to my experience with my sister's kids and helping to raise them for the first little bit of time they existed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very interesting situation. Like I'm really excited. Like
yes, you should be.
And I was so busy today because I made this link a lot earlier than I usually do. So
yeah, honestly, when you sent it, I was like, "Are we doing this at like 2 hours earlier?" Because I'm not going to be on. Sorry.
No, I just I sent it because for reasons that I had to, but I made it, and also so I typed out everything we were going to do, and then I misspelled Sschmoedown. So and it's live there on the internet like that.
Sschmoedown.
Yeah, there's an extra S.
Yeah.
So that's something.
It's sinister.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, it's sure is something. But yeah, it's been a good yeah, it's been a good time. And apparently yeah, like it's something. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring out Amaru and then we'll chat it up.
That extra S is for swag, so you're all good.
That's
all good.
Yes. Yes, some interesting developments happened this week. One that I know everyone in the universe predicted that you were going to be in swag. I don't know why I didn't think that.
Where were you thinking I was going?
Honestly, I thought, all right, so I had 2 theories here that you were either going to be like a lone wolf and do it by yourself.
Would have been the dopest thing ever. You would have been a Ronin. That would have been cool.
Or like since Adam Witt announced his faction as the fan favorites, I was like, that's Amaru there. And that made so much sense to me.
But, you know what? I'm glad that you at least believe that, because I swear, every time I'm looking at any predictions about anything, people mentioning names, my name still tends to be left out of the conversation a lot, unless it's y'all. So if it was, thank you for that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, you're number 1 in our hearts. So
yeah, and
all the time.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that you guys can only have like 1 IG player and then like so many singles player and then a Star Wars player in the factions this year, I was like, ooh, do the family thing. But I mean, that's 3 singles people and just you. So, but I mean, that still works. You just not work with Star Wars, but that's fine. It happens.
I always can work on Star Wars stuff. So having Ace there is very helpful. Very, very helpful.
Yes. But yeah, it's been a very, very interesting week for Schmoedown stuff. Of course, like I want to hear your opinion on the Sam retiring the usual suspects. While
The man is busy. The man is a very, very busy individual. I am low key surprised he sometimes I'm surprised he kept managing for as long as he did. Because even with Madam President, she's probably busier than he is. So like having somebody on the side to kind of help, but not really, because they both like decide to take a lot of time out of their busy schedules just to help us lowly movie trivia players. So he deserves a break. His wedding is coming on top of the other things that he's already doing. So I'm very happy for him. I am not salty in the least bit. So as I said, I loved being a suspect, but swag was always the place I wanted to be. Always, it's home. As I said, I'm home, so I am happy. I'm happy that I got to experience this with Sam. Forever be my guy. But Winston, I mean, Black Power. Let's go. Come on.
I liken it to you were Kevin Durant and you got drafted by the Supersonics, right? And that was cool. And then that sort of morphed into where they needed to be, which was Oklahoma City, and that's where he achieved the most success up until he went to Golden State. But up until that point, it sort of evolved into the place where they needed to be. Well, because Seattle wouldn't give them a stadium. But you know what I'm saying. There's nice memories beginning of your career, but now you're sort of morphing into where it is that you need to be to get to the heights that you need to reach.
Oh yeah. So look, we're gonna get some titles. Paul's gonna use his shot. He's gonna be able to get whatever title he feels. He's gonna get the singles title most likely. And look, Klee was the Black Cinema Champion. And now I will hopefully become one before the end of the year, because I promise you I want to be in that match so bad. And hopefully maybe some other things and variations of singles and teams, and that I've been letting people know. Everybody know I wants to play in teams. Everybody know I wants to play. So hopefully that can also like flower into something before the end of the year. But at the moment, I am very solely focused on finding my way back to Mike, because D Jones is something that will never ever leave my head ever again. On top of Washington, D.C., I'm actually sometimes more mad at myself for not getting that stupid Transformers questions right. And at least going to sudden death. You can tell I don't think about it at all. Not at all.
No, I have many of my own things that I don't think about except when I'm trying to go to sleep and my mind races, and that's what we come to, especially from what happened last night. So thank you for that.
Bill, we love you anyway.
Yeah, we love you anyway. There anything else that sort of sticks out with either sort of how you came about in the fold with swag, or any of these other announcements that have come about in the last couple of weeks that sticks out to you as something that's interesting?
The one from today, Stars. It's just Janine and Alex right now. They didn't pick up anybody else. There's supposedly somebody else coming. Star, and I don't know if like she means like another star. We weren't expecting like a Jericho type of star, or just one of these rogue people who haven't announced anything or haven't been dropped. I was expecting at least one or two more. I was expecting at least one or two more outside of Janine and Alex, but I was not expecting just the two. So we'll see that, and I'm also very intrigued because this affects me the most. I'm intrigued on who, if it isn't Elvis, who actually is playing IG for Gucci in the exchange. Those are the two I'm wondering about.
Yeah, some interesting things. Like I said earlier, Adam Witt announced his faction, the fan favorites, and then Shannon, she chose Marisol, Mike, Laura, and Chance and says that Adam Collins hasn't done anything to deserve a spot. And I was just like, whoa.
Nothing but go 6-0 his first year, and then anyway.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's crazy. And
You'll
then,
get paid for past performance, apparently.
and then of course, like Ben and Dan chose not to be in the dungeon. Ben is now with the den, and no one knows what Dan's doing. I assume he'll do the thing by himself, but who really-
a while ago it was said by somebody that Mara has always said she'll probably kind of just stay away from factions and just play. I was very intrigued by her little video though. She posted being burdened with glorious purpose, so I want to know if she's just like trying to come out and absolutely murder everybody, or is something happening from there. We will see. But I'm assuming if Mara was doing that and Dan wasn't with Ben, Dan is following the same path.
Nice. I like it. I think it suits them very well. And if this is a heel turn for her, I mean, who better to strike the balance going from face to heel? That's pretty good. I like that idea.
Yeah.
So what do we got going on? We have a pay-per-view tonight, right?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's the first one that they've had on Saturdays, which still means we actually get to make predictions.
Yes.
And them not be either us having to go in the past or us going concurrently with the show. So that's always good.
I loved when we were in Dave's of Future Past episodes. It's always fun. It's always fun.
Yeah, we'd always be like, hey, let's go back. And now we can't do that because we're live on Friday nights.
No, yeah, we can't do Wayne's World Scooby-Doo mentions to the past.
No.
It's unfortunate.
Yes. But yeah, let's see. We have the Wildberries versus Claudia Dolph and Video Drew. Yeah, I assume they will absolutely win, but Wildberries will be hilarious, like always.
Why do you assume that victory for the other side? I'm just curious.
I mean, Video Drew's a good player, like a really
Yes.
good. I don't have as much knowledge on Claudia, but the other two are kind of, they're kind of the job squad for teams.
Dewberry is, though, he's also very good. As much as he likes to just joke around, Dewberry knows his stuff.
Yeah.
And Josh, I'm actually very, very curious and happy to find out how much better or worse or exactly the same Makuga is going into his first trivia match in 2 years now?
Yeah. I have to imagine it's to the same degree or maybe slightly tailed off, but that just makes him, the best time, the most dangerous a caged animal is when they're in a corner. We don't know how he's going to strike.
Except the fact that Video Drew is on the other side, and she's probably welcoming any strike that comes from his way. So should be very entertaining. And Claudia's pretty good. She hasn't had much chance to show outside of against Chrissy, but she knows her stuff.
So are you going with not the Wildberries? They don't have a name, right, Claudia?
They don't. I'm low key as interested in learning if they will have a name or what their name is as the match, because that could be fun. I don't know because again, Dewberry is very, very good and could just pull out a perfect round. While Makuga goes goose egg, I don't know. That's how in flux I am about what will happen tomorrow. Clear minds should pick Video Drew in Claudia.
Then I don't have a clear mind because the variance of what can happen, I tend to shoot that the asymptote will be going up. So I'm actually going with the Wildberries because I just don't know what to expect, and that scares me to not pick them. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Wildberries for this one.
Yeah, like I'm of the opinion of like I'm gonna pick Claudia and Video Drew, but I understand. Like apparently, like we talked all last year about when I was making predictions that my curse was just for movie trivia. Apparently, it is so bad it made Tom Brady retire from football. So
Yes,
I blame myself for that. So
he might not really be retired though.
No,
Oh.
this will well maybe, but this will put your curse to the test. Could you just say that the Knicks will lose every game from here on out?
okay, the Knicks will lose every game from here on out.
And then, like, now if your curse is real, I will be a happy man at the end of this basketball season.
Yeah.
But,
Now I think it has to be like you have to tell me who they're playing, and I have to choose the other team. I think that's
they're who are they playing? They're playing the Heat tonight.
okay.
They're playing the Heat tonight. Take the Heat.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that's what we'll do. I don't know anything about. Actually, I know more about basketball than I do football, and we had an entire segment on the show about that. So
The main piece of news about the Knicks lately is that Kemba Walker is sitting for the rest of the year, and then they're going to try to trade him in the offseason, despite giving him this, nice free agent contract over the offseason this last
And
week.
apparently, Derrick Rose had a setback with his ankle when he was supposed to be coming back. Lovely.
That sounds about right for Derrick Rose.
Oh, poo. I'm so sorry for you, man. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and all right, and then Kevin Smets versus Chandra Dandapani, and this is gonna be a ringer. Like, so I assume the winner of this will play somewhere around in your area, Amaru.
Your universe, yes.
Yeah, like
Hopefully.
you're what? You probably you and Parker are contending for number one.
Apparently, according to the Sschmoedown Live, I'm still number 4 for some reason, but I'm going to assume it's not updated. I'm going to also assume my picture is still not on the website, Janish. But anyway,
Man.
it's probably like, well, to think about it, it's Mara, it's Smets, it's Chandra. So that maybe I am 4. And Parker's 5. Something around there.
We need to see how other, some of those people haven't played in a minute. So we need to.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that will be sorted
I'm also going to assume that the website has not been updated. So,
God damn you, Janish. I'll say it.
But
I just checked it, and I was gonna be like, man, I was gonna be really happy if it had been because I was gonna share my screen, but that's more depressing. Like Chance is still on there, but they put Parker on there, so that's something. I don't.
He's been on there for a while.
Yeah, like.
So we're like at the start of season 8. That's where we are in the timeline for where the websites matched up with.
Or middle or a little toward the end. The records are updated. That I know. It's just I've been given Frankie mess for a while about not having my picture up there.
I will do that every week if you prefer. I'll do it on the show every week. It's fine. I'll just throw it in anywhere. It's cool.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely don't understand how you're ranked 4.
I mean,
think about it though.
All the
people in front of me are all amazing. Like,
yeah, and
it makes sense.
2 of them are former champions.
3 of them. Okay.
All...
I guess Smets is not technically ranked anymore. Then.
Yeah, because it's Chandra, Mara, and Spider.
Robert.
Yeah.
Okay.
So two of the 3 above you are former champions, and the other one is the former number 1 contender.
He was a Suicide Squad sign question away.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is about anybody who plays Mike gets a question about a sign or 5-pointer, but
or a name of a
true.
Yeah.
Which only came up on a sign, but hey.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
No, it's writing. Remember this writing that you saw?
But no, it should probably be another kind of like how it set up last year for me. Where after winning the first one, it was like, all right, bam, bam, one contender, title shot. So I'm hoping that I am no more than 2 wins away from getting back to Mike.
I would bet
we'll
not. Yeah, there's no way. I would feel slighted for you on your behalf.
Yeah, because even anybody, I don't think there's enough people who are into that conversation that they could make it a 8-person little thing.
No, I can't.
Because we got Smets and Chandra, we got Mar and Robert, we got me,
and maybe Saul.
The next ones up would be Saul and Moose.
Alan.
Yeah, Moose
and Damon.
That's not worth an 8-person tournament.
Yeah.
I guess it's really just knocking it down to 4, and then I guess the match tomorrow sort of does that. So.
Yeah, most likely. Also, if Smets or Chandra win, they're not going to make them play 2 more matches for another number 1 contender. It's going to be it's got to be 1 and then number 1 contender and then go ahead.
Yeah, especially it's gonna be interesting, but I think this is the part where I'm gonna make my choice and I'm gonna feel bad tomorrow night when a thing happens. And
go ahead. When it happens, I'm gonna message you. I'm gonna be like, way to ruin somebody's dreams again.
I know. I choose Kevin Smets, and that's the reason why it's gonna bother me so bad, because me and him are friends, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna feel so bad.
I mean, you could go the other way if you really feel this strongly about.
Yeah, but then if that's the moment my curse breaks, and he wins, I'll feel horrible.
Reverse jinx.
Yeah, so
it doesn't always work.
Yeah,
I would probably go with Smets as well. This is another. We just haven't seen him in so long. I'm afraid of. Obviously, we know what he's been going through, but I'm afraid of not picking him, not giving him the benefit of the doubt for him getting ready and having this time to ramp up. So I'm also taking Smets.
I legit don't know who to pick. I legit do not know who to pick. Because I feel like I've played Mike. I need to play everybody. At least once, preferably holding the belt and them coming for me. But I feel like me against anybody is just going to be a great match. So
I was going to ask you who your preference would be between Mara, the 2 playing, and Parker.
There is none.
Okay.
They're all ridiculous.
Who do you think your strengths match up better against? I guess I will say.
I really have to think about that because as well, I feel like they're all ridiculous and I could beat all of them. They could all beat me. So if I have to really think about it, oh my gosh.
Or if you wanted another way, what do you think would be the funnest ramp up match for you to get to a final before you play Mike?
It would probably be either Chandra or Parker.
Yeah,
Chandra, because it's just anybody going up against Chandra is fun and has a lot of hype behind it. And then Parker because of the fan league aspect to it.
That's the one I want, honestly.
He left right before I got there, so I've never been able to play him before. And I'm actually glad I've never been able to play him before because if we played when I got in there, I was not as good as I am now. So I most likely would have just lost.
Yeah, that's one of those weird things where he played Joe before he went to the Sschmoedown and absolutely killed Joe. But now Joe is so good that it's weird when the Sschmoedown plays the MTFO stuff in front of the match and it's just him knocking out Joe. And I'm just like, oh, Joe's so much better now. That's so sad.
I mean, Joe and I played one and Joe, probably the first time I ever played an IG match. And I mean, our now selves would kick the shit out of those people. We'd bully ourselves by how bad we were, honestly. And I mean, Parker's kind of like the specter who hangs over the, we had heard about stuff and we know you can go back and watch it. It's like historical documentation. but we never got to experience it as we were coming in. It's the same thing. Like David and I had a conversation about that because I've beaten him a bit more lately. But I was like, yeah, but I didn't play you like in your heyday when you and Rue were going toe to toe all the time. I sort of played you on the back end as you had other things coming on, and I'm sort of going away. So that's, you wouldn't have gotten a chance to get to that point if you had played them.
Yeah, it's always fun to kind of look at different people at different times. But like thinking about the four of them, I feel like a me and Mara match would just be like two of the most likable people in the IG division going up against each other. That'd be cool. Me and Parker will have the fan league thing behind it. The last two IGs. Very honestly, though, I do feel like Parker had more hype coming out than me because again. Yeah. As much as people talk about me, if it isn't a fan league person, I tend to be forgotten in this silent assassin thing.
Well, you didn't get a chance to jump on a stage and take a mic and yell at people.
I was there, though. I was there. Real quick. Dean! I did. That's the nephew. That. Dean! Yeah, okay. Hopefully. I better get a video later. Please tell me I get a video later, Manny. But I was there when he did that, so that was cool. It was the first time I had met Parker, and then like I said, me and yay, that makes me happy. Dean loved it, so yes, and I can't put a grasp on what me and Chandra. There's something there. I don't know what it is. Aside from, for me, it's always thinking the same thing. Two brown skinned dudes going at it. Just love. Absolutely adore that aspect of it.
I guess you would say you took his spot. I guess that would be a thing, right?
True. I did take his spot. Yeah. I know he's going to hate this, but I can actually bring more rhythm to swag. So,
yes, I love this.
Yes. I bring a lot more rhythm. And then me and a match between me and Smets would just be like two dudes who have the utmost respect for each other, just trying to see who would win and just like throwing haymakers, but like respectfully at the same time. So they all would be fun. It would all be
like
fun.
Angry, but you'd be like, "That's cool." And he'd probably
that's cool. But I'm about to rip your throat out. But I'm gonna love if you do it to me at the same time, just because it's how good you are.
Okay, so I know they haven't really. I don't think they've talked about it yet. If they have, I haven't heard anything. But if you are in a faction, are you only allowed to play for that specific?
I'm assuming you said division. I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure you can play whatever you want.
Because honestly, you get it. Honestly, this is the one year where with Dan, like this could be the year that since he's not on a faction yet, and if him and Mara both do their thing, and like they both are not in a faction, this could be the year that he comes into IG because he's always wanted to. How would you feel about that?
Oh, I would love to play Dan. I would absolutely love to play Dan because there's a possibility I could say I beat Dan Murrow because I have the belief that I can beat Dan Murrow at IG. But again, it's Dan Murrow, so he can just come back and whoop on me as well. But not whoop on me. Nobody's whooping on me. But beat me. That could happen. I would love to play Dan. I would actually be very excited.
Yeah, because I assume he won't do teams, and unless he gets immediately shot into the singles title picture, which could happen because like last year that did happen. And
he's in a better spot last year though.
Yeah, but like he's Dan, and they always like put him up there.
They cater to him.
So like by April he could be champion again. Theoretically, I would hope not, because since that's only 2 months away. But you never know how much they've filmed and plan on releasing and stuff. But yeah, like I would love to see him play in IG, just to see him not be in singles 1 year. That'd be great.
I think it's because it's been teased for so long
Yeah.
that it would be nice if it was actually there was a payoff to it.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. What I hope is that he does focus on singles and does focus on IG if he gets it, because if I get my way and I surprise the hell out of people in teams, I'd rather not have to go up against Dan the first time. Because again, I'm going to push and push and push. The surprise to most people that is me in a teams. Singles, I need somebody to back off of. But teams, I can do very well.
Everybody watch Full Metal Teams. Watch what was it? It was
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Thank you. I kept thinking Arkham Knights, but that was Parker
you know what? I do that a lot. I always want to say, shoot, is it the Gotham Knights or is it the Arkham Knights? I can't remember which one we decided on.
I couldn't remember. I was like, Arkham Knights is that precursor to Knights Brand.
Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be a good year. Like, it's going to be nice to like I know me and Robert talk about this. I love storyline stuff.
And I hate storyline stuff.
Yeah,
So we hit this really well.
I hate, except for IG and Star Wars, I hate watching the singles and the teams matches because I don't know anything. Like, I don't remember what match it was that I watched the other day, but oh yeah, I do. It was Bar versus Jake Meltzer, and I only knew the crap. What was the question?
Didn't even remember the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because we didn't talk about it last week.
You know that's a ridiculous bar, unintended, to set yourself at to watch a match, because that's a championship match and probably the highest rated fan league. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh, it was the Thackeray Binks. You
got the thing that Bar didn't. You knew a question that 4-time defending Warzone multiplex champion Andrew Barr didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, it's Hocus Pocus. And I was just like, oh, he's got this. And he did not. And I was like, I knew a thing.
It's kind of crazy where people's blind spots are for singles and teams. It's ridiculous sometimes.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. Who would, all right, in your faction, they've revealed Oyama, let me see, I have my notes. Ace and Clee Wiggins and yourself.
Yep.
Theoretically, you can't say anything if there's a fifth member that you know about that you don't. If there was someone from the fan leagues or the FCL that you could bring and be your teammate for the Schmoedown, who would it be? Since that's that likelihood, you can answer that question.
So I'm gonna, since we're theoretically hypothetically doing things, I'm gonna hypothetically create the IG Teams League. Joe.
Yeah.
Joe for sure. For IG teams. There's a couple people. Joe, David, this man here for sure.
I wasn't gonna ask where I would be on the pecking order, but thank you for putting me on.
For singles though, or for regular teams, I'm gonna see if somebody else pops in my head, because one person popped in my head, but we just talked about him, so that might be the reason. If there's another person besides Antonio, because again, popped in my head because I played with him, and besides Bar, because we just talked about him, but Bar pops in my head because I also think it'd be just fun. Absolutely,
he would be a great addition to Sschmoedown stuff.
Yeah, he's a hilarious human being. Love him to death. Singles wise, look, if I can just get anybody on screen to say introducing sexual chocolate, that's where I'm going. It's
That's
Ryan
right.
Payne.
Yeah,
It's Ryan Payne for that reason and that reason alone.
this guy knows because he's Ryan's teammate.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about that in the Entold. Yeah. Yeah. But now I remember where I was going. Like, we were talking about storyline stuff. And I totally went off track. Yeah, because then we went on to the I know questions portion of the show. But
And you don't. So that's good.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the balance back into storylines and stuff?
This is the weird part. Well, actually, no, the second time now because you said I couldn't mention before. This is the weird part, like knowing things ahead of time. So I'm like, I know what's happening, but y'all don't. I will reiterate Christian's words. I very much do believe that this year, the whole I only like the trivia. I mostly like the story. Like everybody will be happy.
Okay.
Everybody will end up being like, oh, cool, good. I got my part that I want the focus on. So especially anybody who's like stuck with the Sschmoedown for year after year after year, definitely go watch the pay-per-view tomorrow because the announcement will be very, very you'll be pretty hyped about it. Or at least you'll be like, yes, that makes sense. Thank you. I enjoy this a lot. No matter what side of the argument, what side of the spectrum you're on, if you're the trivia person, you're the storyline person, or dead in the middle, you're gonna be like, yay, I agree.
I just thought about what I want this to be. And you don't have to say anything about it, Rue, but I just thought about it.
I'll just do this.
The best announcement.
Oh, wait. Oh, my face doesn't come up with the thing because I go straight to audio. Never mind.
That sucks. I know what you mean, though. That's my favorite. You're my favorite YouTube face, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All the time. I think the best announcement would be, and bear with me, Bizarro Schmoedown League, where everything gets turned upside down and everybody who you thought was supposed to be in one division then has to flip to another division. And then we see all kinds of hilarity ensue. That's what I would love. If they did that, I would be on board all the time. You can take it or leave it. I just thought about it. I think that would be the best thing ever.
Like, as a person who, that's the part about the digital age I did not like as much, was there were some storyline stuff, but when they realized they couldn't do it, like last year, the Andrew Guy as the Winter Soldier storyline, I loved it. The Shmominati stuff, I loved all of that, and then it kind of just stopped. And I assume they're going to pick that up eventually. If not, that's fine. Or the entire like Grace and Jay Washington stuff, that was good. But yeah, like that was always the things that I liked, and I just wanted to know, like, how do you feel about like being a part of storyline? Like, if you think, oh, are you conscious about some of that stuff because I don't know if you've ever acted professionally or anything like that.
I've not acted professionally. I just always think it's a little funny. Because I'm always going to be myself. So I'm just like, it'll be cool. To be very honest, I'm just be like, just please don't be really, because I'm not as much as the storyline person, but I like it. But I'm at the point was like, if you show me something corny or you put me in something corny, I'm gonna be like, come on, man. Let's find a way to bring this back just a little bit. So it's the acting part of it. The twists and turns, I'm all for. Betrayals and all that. It's just the actually getting in front of camera and making sure I come off not corny. Not accidentally corny. If I'm purposely corny, let's go. I can be purposely corny all day. So it'll be cool if and when that happens.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited about it. Like really, really excited about it.
Corny with a purpose.
Yeah, I know Robert is not, but and I'm really excited for tomorrow night. I don't remember what time like 8:00 Eastern.
7, I believe.
7?
I think I remember seeing 4 PST. So 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Have a nice 6:00 dinner, and then you dovetail right into Sschmoedown.
Yeah, I have another baby shower tomorrow at 2:00, 4:00 sometime. I should probably
better be done by the Sschmoedown, buddy.
Yeah. Or if anything, they'll send the paper link. And
I always look at pictures of Manny's wedding during the reception, and there's a picture of a whole bunch of us just staring at a phone because it was the exact same time as the Nigeria-USA World Cup match.
Yeah.
So we were all just at a phone, and we got a picture of it. It is such a great memory.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like, yeah, I could probably do that, according to like, yeah, I don't know, but if my wife's around, she will strangle me. Um, Especially since it's like my party and stuff. I'm supposed to be like socializing or whatever. But yeah, now I don't know. Now that we're do Robert, do you have anything else Schmoedown related or trivia related to?
Ooh, trivia related.
Yep.
There's nothing really coming up. Well, I mean, sorry, there's a lot coming up.
There's always a lot coming up.
Sorry, Rue, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but
I've watched everything. I always watch everything up to.
There's a potential for the person that you said you would like to make your IG partner to be a double. Well, sorry, I'm not going to say that. Sorry, I was jumping the gun. I'm not going to say that. What do you feel about upcoming?
I know one thing already coming up.
Yeah.
Somebody's told me one thing for him. So
yeah, how do you feel about, because this is already aired, how do you feel about a Boatman Albert versus Joe David match for the title?
There should not be any. Joe and David should be the team champions. They should.
They should be, because there's three of the four players are fandom players, and the other one's Boatman. But Boatman's
could
good.
Study and do really well if he gets some good questions. But
he's Boatman, so yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not his thing. So they should. Joe and David should have the belts coming up.
And I will say, if anybody gets a chance over the weekend, I believe this is when the 5-way number one contender match is airing, which does include one Joe Fairley and does include one me and 3 other people. So that will be fun. You should enjoy that, as that also is then ramped up to see who will play one Thomas Scully for the vacated belt. So, I mean, got cool Schmoedown stuff happening, but we got cool multiplex stuff happening. And then, the gentleman below right here has been working vigorously to make sure that Full Metal stays employed by doing these classics. I was a part of one yesterday. I took my rightful place as second place, as I tend to do most often.
You know what? I very much probably just need to put together that number 2 match.
You probably should, honestly.
What, you, Payson, I can convince Tony to come back for a second. I got to figure out who else has gotten you know what? Malcolm probably knows, because he keeps track of everything. He probably knows who has the other most number 2 finishes in Classic.
I think everyone I've played, I've always been in the finals except for one time. So I'm always 1 or 2, but mostly 2. So that was fun. But yeah, everybody, we got, odd teams coming up. We got Joe versus David in that. So that'll be fun. So, keep watching Ontol. They're ramping up a bit for their singles. I don't know where I fall into that, because I lost to Joe, and then as usually what happens when you go on a run and you lose, you get pushed to the side for a long time.
Very, very honestly, you need slightly a break, because you are in every league and every division and everything.
I had a break. I'm good now.
Okay, well then you don't need a break then.
Colton, I missed old Toby last night. It was very sad for me. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I had old. I knew it was old something. My brain, after a work day, just can't fire on all pistons like I really wanted to. But that's
all right. So let's move on to talk some movies. And holy crap, there's a cat in your background.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be up there, but I'm a professional. I'm going to keep recording.
Yes. So I don't know if any of you guys had the chance to watch Uncharted.
I did.
I did as well.
You can talk about it. I'm fine.
So I want to talk video game movies. And I know Robert will be on the show next week. And Robert, next week will be your week. What do you think is the greatest video game movie of all time? And don't answer it now. Bring it next week as a whatever. And then if it's something that I've never seen, I will totally watch it. But because I will say Like this one was very. I thought it was good. It was definitely better than a lot of video game movies.
It's not hard to do.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, like it was good, but I just
Somebody on so Bite Size Breakdown's having a pretty good announcement tomorrow. At least we're supposed to. So we should have a review for that coming out. But my favorite quote, if I can get it right, from one of the reviews coming up for Uncharted, is that it's Tomb Raider of the Lost Goonies combat. That's what it is.
Ah,
Lost Goonies treasure. Lost Goonies national treasure. That's what Uncharted is.
you are absolutely right.
It is
I can get on
literally.
board with that.
It is literally that scene from there, that plot line from there, that character from there, that quip from Italian Job, and I was just like, "Oh, okay, this is dead in the middle, meh."
Can you answer me one question, either of you? Is there a character named One-Eyed Willie?
No,
No.
Damn it. Well, then I'm out. No, I'm just kidding. I'll still go watch it.
actually, I'd never played Uncharted, so there's somebody who could have been One-Eyed Willie, and I just didn't know who he was.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say, like, once Robert goes and sees it, I do have some problems with the movie. Like, it's
Just
some
some?
weird.
Is it Mark Wahlberg?
Like, no, it's not even like
Oh, okay.
that's all I would. Because as a person who I played the Uncharted games, I didn't know if I would like him as solely. But as soon as I sat down, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just not think about the video games while I'm watching this movie, and it will be okay because it's whatever. But yeah, like
I since I won't be here, I have the answer to your question, the immediate answer to your the greatest video game movie of all time question, though.
okay.
I don't know if you were muted or not, or if you were just waiting for me to say.
I was
Robert.
waiting in anticipation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is not necessarily the best, but the greatest video game movie of all time. 95 Mortal Kombat, without question.
Yeah, I mean, I was between that and honestly, I really like Sonic the Hedgehog. It's delightful, but I think for OG purposes, it's 95 Mortal Kombat, and I think I don't even think it's really that close. Everything from like the late 80s through the 90s, that's kind of like the nexus point, and then everything after that, especially in the 2000s, is kind of garbage. And then they try to ramp it up in the 2010s, and there's some stuff that they try to do to make it seem more appealing. And then Sonic the Hedgehog came, and I was like, cool. So I think those are kind of the nexus points.
Yeah, like I have a bias what I think mine is, but yeah, like
I won't mention it, but I have one other movie that was like my other one, comparably. So there's at least one more you could talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, like Amaru, I will send you messages about my thoughts on Uncharted when we're done with this. But yeah, let's move on to talk some Fantastic Beasts, because of course the trailer was supposed to happen, but they also released like a bunch of new posters or art. And there's one thing that I don't exactly like is, so they have Jacob there. He has his wand, and it looks like, and I
anticipation because you froze.
Yeah, you froze. I have no idea what you said.
And he's doing magic, and it looks like he's doing magic, and I'm like, but the one cool thing about the first movie was that he was so amazed because he wasn't magical, and now I'm just like, I understand. Like, I've always had the theory that because Kowalski, or however you pronounce his last name, Kowalski. Kowalski is Hebrew for Smith. So if he is their descendant of Hufflepuff House, then I'm cool with it. But I like the fact that he was a no-mage, because we've never really seen their perspective outside of the Dursleys in any of the movies. And we've seen like that's like the worst. They hate the magical world, and he loves all of this, and the fact that he might end up being a part of it, kind of, I don't know. I don't know
I
how
think there'd be a hard way to keep him engaged if he wasn't magical, right? Because they're going to war, so he would just seem to be like a bystander in that case.
What like actually, and I really like that because like there's a thing like I think the reason why the Statue of Secrecy is a thing is because Muggles could kill wizards all the time. So I would love to see like him running around with like a Tommy gun, and everyone else is like, "What?"
I just now think about how it should have ended, and Snape, Time Turner, gun. If you haven't seen the how it should have ended for Deathly Hallows Part 2, go watch that.
Yes, I
It's
have.
pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm actually low-key intrigued on what they're gonna do because they could, like, I don't know when the history of squibs came about or not squib, or I don't know. I'm interested. I don't know if I'm like all upset about whether or not he is a low-key wizard. I don't know. I'm intrigued. He's the one part I was steadily happy about throughout it, just because Dan Fogler is great in the role. And that's how I feel about the movie as well. I like Mads as a replacement because I like Mads in anything. I'm very happy that we now understand that Jessica Williams didn't just get a random ass picture role in Crimes of Grindelwald. She actually is doing something, and she was there for a reason. So I'm very happy that Jessica Williams is actually going to be there.
Can we get the other dope queen in there too?
Huh?
Can we get the other dope queen in there too? Like, can we do that? Do you know
Which one? Who?
No, I'm saying like, so she was one of the dope queens, right? So can we get her partner in there as well?
You know what? I don't know what that is. I don't know much of her stuff.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. So she was a Daily Show correspondent, and then she had like a podcast called Two Dope Queens, and it was her. And I unfortunately I don't remember the other person because I knew Jessica Williams from Daily Show, but I didn't know the other person. And that's they were like a comedy show duo, you know. And when I saw that, I was like, oh man, Two Dope Queens and Harry Potter were coming in. So
I've heard of Two Dope Queens, but I've never watched it. But yeah, so I'm low key excited about seeing if we can make this turn around. We'll see.
Yeah, and especially since we're probably gonna have 2 more movies after this, it's gonna like how long between this and Crimes of Grindelwald is this movie?
That's the question. Because I am also trying to figure out how the ending is not the fight between Dumbledore and Grindelwald in 45, and what, it's 28?
Yeah.
Crimes?
Yeah.
Well, which granted, so Rita Skeeter in the 7th book has an entire, it's like she writes a passage saying the lives and lies of Albus Dumbledore, and says that, oh, maybe they didn't even have a duel, that Grindelwald just waved the white flag. And like I like that idea of he saw Voldemort coming and was like, I have to give you the Elder One to stop him. And that Grindelwald wasn't like an awful human being. Like he realized, oh, the second coming or Wizard Hitler is coming and I need to help. So I don't know. Like I want it to end in 1945, but if they like leave it vague to where they're like, hey, whatever. Like I want it to end with that duel, but then it's less of it's getting more and more like a Dumbledore story and less like a Newt Scamander Fantastic Beast story.
Yes.
So
that was the point. Isn't that the point?
I mean, I argued before that it should have just been called The Secrets of Dumbledore, whatever, instead of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Yeah, it should have been Fantastic Beasts was a thing. That was a one-off, and then it spun out to something else without the Fantastic Beasts title, probably.
This is not. This is not a fantastic.
We've seen Pickett already. This is the 3rd movie of Pickett. I get it. Cool. I like Pickett. I'm saying he's not a Fantastic Beast anymore. He's a Fantastic Pet. It's cool.
But yeah, I'm excited. Like, do you think that they like obviously, you know, the things that are happening in the actual world? I assume that's the reason why they didn't release the trailer. But do you think they'll wait and release it in front of the Batman, or you think they're going to put more distance because this is going to be kind of a war movie? And do you think they want to present like a magical war thing in Europe while there's an actual war thing going on in Europe?
That is a good question.
Because Batman comes out next weekend, and that's how
he's ready to fuck shit up.
Yeah, in my head, see, my head is I am always just like the optimistic, like just live life, but it is a very understandable thing to not put that out. But man, I know they're like crap because Batman. This is the perfect to put in front of. So because it's not public, I feel like okay, it's private screen. It's not like on TV. So I would think keep it in front of Batman so people can still see it, but not like commercial YouTube. Not that. Just put it in front of Batman so it's out. I guess, but I still understand why they would not.
Yeah, like I was really excited. I'm still really excited for the trailer, but I know some people have been like, "What if the trailer like revealed too much, and then they decided to pull that, or they changed stuff in it?" I know like a lot of people want to be the optimist and say, "Oh, they have an actual like technical reason." Like I hope the reason isn't, "Oh, we're gonna move the movie again," because if that happens, I'm gonna be really mad because it's my birthday weekend when that movie comes out. So I'm gonna go see it that Thursday. So yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the movie. Like, and then hopefully the next one doesn't take 4 years to come out. That'd be good. I mean, or if it does take that long, then I think I sent a picture to Robert one day of like within like a 5 years or like an 8-year span between Crimes of Grindelwald, he is supposed to age like 40 years to the Half-Blood Prince when he goes to meet Tom Riddle for the first time. So that's gonna be a hard few years for Dumbledore. So
and Ewan McGregor is supposed to age into Alec Guinness in what, 15?
Yeah, but at least like that
20?
one, like at least like Owen and Baru, they all age pretty like that as well.
Yep.
And, I mean, that's twin sons. He's probably also got like space cancer. So
damn.
I mean, not for very long because he became one with the Force, and then they got burned up. So they probably didn't have it. They're fine. I mean, they're not. But
I was also saying, like timeline wise, people don't really care because apparently Michael Fassbender and James McAvoy and all of those people have the greatest aging routine ever because they look the same in the 60s to the 80s.
90s.
To the 90s, just all the way through. And then all of a sudden, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Whew.
I gotta say, the last 8 years of the 90s or whatever must have been terrible for them.
Yeah.
I want that story, honestly. Can I ask you both something? Would you be upset if they didn't do another trailer? If it just went?
No.
I kind of think that's the mode to go in, honestly.
They did the first one. Like the people who are gonna go see it are gonna go see it, and the people who aren't. So,
yeah. Like it's a weird thing. Like I like the first trailer, but it makes me think, Credence only has long hair because he needs to have long hair for the Flash.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh. So that makes me feel like, oh yeah, this movie is definitely in the future because sometimes it takes people a long time to grow hair. That was my rationale. And space.
Yeah.
So that takes a while, especially in the 30s. Like, So
he's like a hippie in the 30s. It's funny.
Which I mean, he's changed his appearance from, freaking Bullseye to freaking Jack Sparrow, and now he's Caecilius. So it's a thing. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, I just went with characters because I could not for the life of me figure something out. Like I had a different thought in my head as I was naming off these people.
Okay.
Yeah, so it happens. Yeah, like you can definitely tell I don't study for trivia anymore because I don't remember anyone's names.
Colin Farrell, Johnny Depp, Mads
Yeah.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah,
there you
well,
go.
so
Okay.
I was going with Oswald Cobblepot, but I was like, no, that one's not good. Let's just change up to something like he's going to be so, but he's not recognizable as that. Like at least as yeah. Okay, we'll just see. We'll just move along. But yeah, this has been a good show. Like Amaru, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for gracing us
love
with
being
your
back.
presence, man.
Yeah, and we'll try and get you back on in April after the thing happens, as long as like I'm not sleep deprived with a newborn, or like I said earlier, strangled. But yeah, like do you
I
have
was going to
anything?
say, what's going to be the count of Colton's wife murdering him before the end of the show? We're at 3 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah. My over under would have been about 3.5. So
Well, because honestly, the fact that like both our 12-year-old and our 11-year-old came at 30 weeks and at 33 weeks. So this is the longest pregnancy she's ever had. So like she's like, get out. She's so used to not going full term that she's just like, I don't know what to do with myself. I normally have a screaming infant by this time.
So it's your fault.
It is absolutely my fault. So see, that's the reason why if it goes over 40 weeks too much, it will definitely be my fault. And then yeah.
I'm totally capable to pick this up in your stead.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll try and get the StreamYard stuff sent to you.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. I can take it from here if you need to.
Yes.
I very hilariously was like, wait a second, does Robert and Colton live in the same place where Robert can babysit? What?
No.
Yeah. Come to North Carolina.
The only reason I would come to North Carolina is to study at the feet of Danny McBride and Jody Hill, because that's where they all hang out.
Oh, so you wouldn't hang out with me and Rue? I see how it is.
In the pantheon of reasons I would go, you guys would be on the second level next to that because he's my favorite. He's red. He's red, goddammit.
Yeah, but
trying to get this motherfucking scholarship.
But yeah, I know, Rue, that you had your One Gotta Stay with Britney Spears and
yes,
all the cool people. Which right now I'm blank with names, but that was the one I remembered.
Rihanna.
Britney and Madonna and Janet and Rihanna.
Rihanna.
Yeah. Like
the majority were either Janet or Rihanna.
Okay, because I asked about this with my wife, and I think I forget who she said. It's definitely not Madonna. I think she was between Britney and Rihanna. I was like, I think I might do Janet Jackson.
It was 4 for Janet for who was on, 4 for Janet, 2 for Rihanna.
Okay, so as I was watching the show, I remembered I would get rid of Janet Jackson first, so I never have to remember that Super Bowl halftime show ever again.
You would have been murdered. You would have been murdered for the first time. Every single person on that episode would have yelled at you.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
I would have kicked you off and left you off for a while. And eventually you'd have been back on. But you would have been. Yeah. That's why you mentioned murder so much, because you would have. My wife would have screamed at you.
Yeah. The fact that
you do know Janet Jackson was very famous and did a lot of cool things before a wardrobe malfunction, right?
Yes, I do realize that, but I also know as a child that was the first boob I've ever seen. So it's
not a bad one, though. Not a bad one.
Did you ever hear that Chris Rock thing where he talked about it?
So,
it's been a long time.
But yeah, do you have anything you need to promote or anything?
Look out. I don't know if I'm frozen. There we go. It was Colton who was frozen. Couldn't tell. Actually, a couple. Look out for a announcement for One Gotta Stay coming next week. Doing something new and cool, hopefully. And hopefully it will continue to work out for the rest of the year. Little bit of a change up. I mean, it'll be very, very interesting and very fun. And then tomorrow, Bite Size Breakdown should have a fairly big for us announcement because we haven't posted anything in a while, and that's for good reasons. So tomorrow, also look out for oh wait, no, today's Friday. Today, I don't know when it's coming out, but whatever the announcement is, should be coming any second now. You know what, since it's supposed to be out, we have a website. Website is being published. Full-blown bite-sized breakdown website. It looks really, really great. So all of our articles, when you go there, go to the website, and it's really cool. We're very excited about it. So go check it out. Next post that you see. Yeah, it should be fun.
What's bigger than a bite size? Because that's bigger. This is a bigger than bite size announcement.
Bigger than bite size announcement. I don't know. Everything I was going to say just sounded right. I was thinking like swallowful. I was like, that's not a thing.
Yeah,
It's
mouthful.
This is a mouthful announcement. A mouthful announcement. Yes. So,
but yeah, well, thank you for coming on, Robert. Thank you for coming on. Do you have anything you need to promote?
Well, I kind of already said it. I think Sunday is when that 5-way comes out, so it's a very, very good match. I would very much recommend watching it. Other than that, I was on Classic last night. Like I said, you can watch me falter at the end. It was very fun. And yeah, at Facebook, Robert Kastner, doing this. Make sure everybody out there keeps watching Supernova Show. And I'm still working on my podcast that I keep trying to get off the ground, but it doesn't work because of life.
Yes. But yeah, follow me on Twitter at ColtonRoberts8 and follow the show at Supernova Show, under Supernova_show. And yeah, let's call that a day.
Don't forget to tip your virtual waitresses, everybody out there in the Supernova Show land.